All right, so here is a quick instructional video on how to do your grammar work complete sentences activity. Remember that this is due by the end of the day on Friday, but the whole purpose of this is to make sure that you understand how to write a complete sentence so that when you start doing your own writing for the Book of Awesome, you are able to write properly. If you are at this video, you have gone ahead and clicked on the Need Help button, and it has directed you here. So the first page of this assignment is just quick overview of the different types of sentences. Only one of them is right. The only one that is right for sentences is a complete sentence. A complete sentence needs to have a subject and it needs to have a predicate. Those are just fancy words for a noun and a verb. So the first thing you're always going to ask is who or what is the sentence talking about? And then what are they doing or what is it doing? And that's the predicate. Okay, so it needs to have a subject and a predicate to make a complete sentence. Then it goes ahead and it talks about sentence fragments. A sentence fragments, basically, it might look and sound like a sentence, but it isn't. Instead, it's just a bunch of words that's either missing the subject or it's missing the predicate. So in this particular case, this is a sentence predicate. Thinks bugs are fascinating. The question that I'm asking to myself is, who thinks bugs are fascinating? So this is missing the subject or the noun. And in order to make it into a complete sentence, I need to add in my who. So my little sister thinks bugs are fascinating. This corrects it. Again, jars of live bugs, dead bugs, squirming and still. I know that the subject is jars of live bugs. What are they doing? Well, they're squirming and still, but it's not a complete thought. I have no idea what this sentence is talking about. So in order to complete it, I'm saying jars of live bugs, dead bugs, squirming and still often show up on our kitchen table. That's disgusting. All right, so fragments missing a subject, predicate, or a complete thought. Then we have a run-on sentence. I see these all the time in your writing. A run-on sentence occurs when two sentences are joined without punctuation or a connecting word. Basically, they go on and on and on. So here's an example of a run-on sentence. I thought the ride would never end. My eyes were crossed and my fingers were numb. It needs punctuation. How do I fix that? I turn it into two different sentences. I thought my ride would never end. Exclamation point. My eyes were crossed, comma, and my fingers were numb. Okay, this makes it into a complete sentence. Run-on sentence. I love to write papers. I would write one every day if I had the time. It looks like a complete sentence. It is a complete sentence, but it is a run-on. You need to put punctuation, turn it into two sentences. I love to write papers, period. I would write one every day if I had the time. And our last one, our wordy, rambling sentence. A wordy sentence occurs when you repeat words or their synonyms, so words that mean the same but are different, unnecessarily. A rambling sentence occurs when you connect too many ideas without the word and or starting a new sentence. So here is a wordy sentence. When Ray got up out of bed at 7 a.m. in the morning, he felt like he had the flu and was not feeling well, so he decided to go back to bed to take a rest. Okay, that's a whole lot of information. It's too wordy. We don't need all of that. How do we break it down? When Ray got up at 7 a.m., he felt like he had the flu, so he decided to go back to bed. Okay, a lot of the times people think, hey, if my sentences are super long, that means that I'm way smarter or it looks better, but not all the time. Here's a rambling sentence. This goes on and on. We learned that in 1914, 2 years after the Titanic sank, the International Ice Patrol was formed and their job was to report icebergs, and the United States gave the vital job to the U.S. Coast Guard. Oh, took a lot of breath because it's rambling. Okay, too many ands. So how do I fix this? We learned that in 1914, 2 years after the Titanic sank, the International Ice Patrol was formed. Period. Their job was to report icebergs. Period. The United States gave this vital job to the U.S. Coast Guard. So all we did was we took out the ands and we created 3 different sentences. Okay, so now that you know about wordy, rambling sentences, run-on sentences, and sentence fragments, you're going to go to the actual assignment, which is right down here. Maybe I should have an arrow that points down. I don't know. Again, a complete sentence is a subject and a predicate. So what you're going to have to do, it says read each sentence below, determine whether it is a complete sentence, a sentence fragment, a run-on sentence, or a wordy rambling sentence. If it is not a proper complete sentence, correct the sentence on the line provided. If it does not need correcting, leave it blank. So here's an example. Okay, the toys of all kinds thrown everywhere. Is that a complete sentence? No. Toys of all kinds thrown everywhere. This is a fragment. Okay, I know that this is the subject, toys. The predicate, what are they doing? Well, they've been thrown everywhere, but it doesn't give me the complete thought. So I could say they found toys of all kind thrown everywhere, and so I corrected it on this line. You're going to do the same for 1 through 8 down here. So that outfit is fire. Is that a complete sentence? If it is, you're going to write complete sentence. If you think it's a fragment, a run-on, a wordy rambling, you'd write that there, and then you'd correct it down here. If you think it's a complete sentence, you leave this blank. I hope that answers your questions. If it is not, let me know. I'm here to help you.